Hey guys, we're going to look at a four-stone game I just played moments ago. Some interesting things I thought. When I when I try to play according to principles. So in a high percentage of my games, we get to see principles at work. Now, since my goal in life is not really to share principles like that, then handicap is often a great opportunity to do that. Settle my group, nice and simple. Black plays away, sort of. That's interesting. I didn't know what to think about this. So, you all know what I did next. I broke the information down into smaller pieces. Okay, so for starters, if he plays this, Sente, and then he can go do some big thing wherever he wants. That looks way better for black. So, how do if I do nothing, the left side's looking, it might be a little over concentrated, but it's looking pretty good. So I'm thinking to myself, I'll come up. I'm not convinced that's bad, but then I saw, as we'll see in the game, if I capture, it's going to be Sente, because if he plays, I can play away without any problems, and I love the idea of him playing there. So I'm assuming he won't play there, so I have Sente. Oh, I'm sorry, I said that all wrong. I capture, I'm kind of thinking of this move. So I said that really wrong. Sorry. So I capture, he comes up. This is what I saw in the readout. It allows me the double hunting, a powerful reaching move giving him bad shape. Okay. Now here, the Q player is thinking, what's this whole bit about bad shape? I don't get it. Black has a very secure position here, and everyone tells me it's bad shape. I don't understand. Okay. I very much remember not understanding. Fix. Come out. Great move. Only move. Probe. So I'm about to cut him in Sente if he doesn't respond, and that cut could be very meaningful. So it's only right that he fixes. Okay? He's now cut, or rather, I can now cut him. The cut doesn't work, but in the next 100 moves, the board will be different. The stone may easily have a group to help out, a group which helps it out. Anyway, another thing, not only is there a cut there, but if we look at the entire black, if we see it as a black wall, it's a little stick-like. I mean, just to use some fantasy here, see how the entire black group really has no eyes and it's cut? Now, that's a gross overstatement. Don't get me wrong. But I'm aiming. I see something here. If I have the opportunity, I will do things according to that fantasy. That's how I describe how I aim at things. I go to the next spot. I settle my group. Now, in this Joseki, I don't know if he should play here or not, because his group doesn't need it, but mine does. I need to play again, so I'm glad to play another move. Now, we see it here. Now it's double Sente. Okay, now it's absolute. But here, I actually don't know. but he sort of attacks me. Well, if I have an opportunity, a reason, I'm delighted to play there. This just took my group from being so-so to rock solid. That's a big change. And now I see I can attack that black stone later, right? As far as I'm concerned, I can attack that group later. Now, those are also in the fantasy realms. But the A fantasy is what's worse than a fantasy? Um, I don't know. Attacking B, that's rational. Attacking C, not quite rational yet, but kind of start seeing it clearly. The A fantasy, totally fuzzy, can't read the writing, the title. You don't know what the title of the book is because you can't quite read it out. I mean, yeah. So fantasies come in many sorts. Ooh, that sounds deep. Sure, can't let him. Now I can let him turn. I'm very strong if he turns. Just for clarification, if he turns, I'm happy to play here. I'm getting a nice strong position. I'm in the center. I'm bothering the bottom black stone. What is he getting? Not a lot more than what he already has. So I kind of like him turning there. Let's look at a couple white moves. I don't like this one because black's already, his head's hovering over, ready to dive in. So I simply cannot develop the top. No way. So I don't like this move. Here, I'll hopefully survive in his area. I won't be building anything. I could play here and say, I'm attacking you. That's a pretty weak attack. So I didn't like that. So I'm mulling this over, right? What do I do? What do I do? Well, I'll just play 3. I love the 3-3. Points, life, what's the problem? I'm not trying to do anything grand globally, just one thing at a time. He fixes the cut. Okay, that's not good. Let's check it out here. If I cut, first the ladder, let's see who the ladder works for. Works for white. Great. Then net. Well, the net doesn't work either. Okay, so there's a cut. He saved the cut. Yes, he did. But this also saves the cut and does significantly more work. First off, the turn is now real big on the right. And let's just say that white has the opportunity to peep. Kind of not a big deal at this point. So coming out is significantly bigger. So I'm glad when he plays here, I get a turn taking me into the center. Now I have the right for the first time to grow the right. And I can't cut the A stones, but they're still bad shape. That's not an I. So that's another fantasy. I'm aiming at the B group. I'm not aiming at the B group. I'm considering the B group. A, I'm aiming at that weakness. Aiming at C. There's a lot of things I have goals here, developing goals. Not Sente, right? I'm alive. Coming out at A doesn't work. I actually had to read it out twice. Next move's double Atari, so he can break through here. I really want this move. It's just nothing to do with it. He's not weak enough yet. Nothing to do. Grow the right. Well, the right is so low right now. It's not special by any means. He can even come in if he wants. So I decided, okay, if there's nothing special to do, let's just take another 3-3. So one principle we see at play here is white's being patient. Oh, just play 3-3. Okay. Ooh, mistake. This Hane is quite large. I don't believe I can double Hane here because of my corner is really not healthy. So just come out, lots of good points. He comes down. I assume he's expecting me to respond. No, thank you. Come across the top. Now look at my right side. Okay. There's no thought about cutting at A. He can't cut me there. It's a ladder or whatever. So, two options. Deal with his large left side or start dealing with my large right side. I played here because I'm aiming at that weakness. Let's just get rid of that eye for a moment. It's sort of like this is black shape, except he's not that thick. That sounds funny, but okay. That being the case, look how awkward black feels all of a sudden. Just, he doesn't know it's hard. So the point is that this move of mine grows the right dramatically and starts in on this one of the things I've been aiming at. It's obvious, but I can no longer aim at A. I can still aim at B, but it's a bit harder and harder. But I can aim at C using D as my main goal. Hopefully that made sense. He comes in. Really? Okay, first of all, so right, you're white. What does white do here? I can imagine white saying, I better take those points. I mean, that's rational, I guess. I better fix my cut. However, I'm going to fix my cut. Okay, but white's alive on both sides. White's not weak, black is. Attack. Puts a lot of pressure on black. Black, right away, we notice my A-stone can't die. Very important. I get to cut him. Now check it out, A. Worse. So I aimed early on. I'm thinking about it. All of a sudden, I get the opportunity to play a move like A for the purpose of the right and as a side purpose for this bad shape. He doesn't want me to have the right. All of a sudden, his B is hurt more. So that happens constantly. Okay, he comes out. I Hane, the cut doesn't work for him. Well, he can't kill my stones, let's put it that way. Sorry. I should play A right now. It's Sente, there's no reason not to. I'm playing kind of quickly and not thinking too much. Just a casual game. So I thought, well, I'll get out with this. So that gave him the opportunity to play A. Let's take a look at it. But I like the capture. He's got to come out, right? He's got to do something. It's still not easy. But check it out. He's really hurting his top. So we see how aiming at something comes to pass. Okay. So now he comes out. I get my Atari in. Okay, great. Fix. Snapback, right? The fulfillment of my fantasy. The weakness is absolute. Okay. Sorry. Well, the course set before us, save, he saves, we fight. Is the fight obviously one-sided? Doesn't seem that way to me. I don't think I can surround his top in one move. I can surround his right side in one move. I know I can kill him, but then he just kills the top and I didn't gain anything. So this course of action is me saying, I'm the stronger player. I should do better in this even fight. At least I'm hoping it's even. Maybe it's in his favor. I don't know. Very complex fight. I don't like that. I don't like those odds. Instead, if I let the fight go and just take, well, he must play here. And now I've taken away one of his big areas, threatening to kill the whole thing. And later, he has no eyes. There's another fantasy, right? Well, that's stupid. He can live in a million ways. Yeah, but in the next 100 moves from now, it's going to look different. And it does. He had to come back and defend this twice. So I didn't kill it. Okay, so white. And I'm thinking about stuff here. There's a lot of ways of doing this. This course of action, notice what happened. I have a cut here, right? Okay, so that's another way of saying I just now created a weakness. Here, I did not create a weakness. Here, I didn't create one, and I actually stopped one because he can no longer play there. But if I Atari, I've created a weakness, asking him to get stronger. I'm only going to do that if it ends in a kill that I can see. The better pattern, get yourself stronger, leave him weak. This is something I fall into constantly from not playing serious games. You know, being a bully, pushing people around, starting fights I shouldn't. It's fun, let me tell you. But this is the more proper way. Get yourself ready. He comes out, Tari, capture, got it in Sente. So his top area was pretty big, and I've taken it down to it's nothing. Matter of fact, I got more points there than he did, or close to it. I still have this as a fantasy in the future, but now's not the time. We can just ignore it and he's fine. Time to come in the left. How to do that? I have no idea. Okay, we look at the tools at our disposal. A. Oh, come up at A, start flattening it. True, although that's asking him to take it. That's not asking him to, yeah, he's going to put another move to secure his area. So that's sort of a tool. Perhaps if we said A is the tool. If I play A, I'm threatening to connect home. Okay, that's a better way of looking at the tool. There you go. A is a tool. It uses the B stone. I'm going to connect to B. This B is a tool. You're cut. Well, it doesn't work. Well, yeah, but there's the peep. There's this also peeps. There's a weakness there that I would like to use. So far, let's mark it there. A and B, two tools. B is so far down the road. It's nothing. A, if there's nothing else, I'll probably do that. I don't know. We have C. Well, if he ignores, I'm in. I can jump in. And he can kind of honey there at D saying Atari. So I thought, well, it is a starting place, and I'm looking for starting places. Okay. Okay. Once I see this black move, I see a clear wall with a cut in it. I saw that before, but it wasn't clear. It wasn't a stick yet. For instance, let's say he responded this way. All my hopes are gone. I will never bother any part of this structure ever again. This is probably his better move. He played here. I see a stick. Yes, it's a fantasy, but we're ready to do something about that. Okay. Now I'm going through this thought process. You've heard me do it countless times. The goal is for you to catch on to these things like, well, just do the next move. What's the next move? So for instance, here, what's next? If you could say, hey, I'm alive, then say it. But I don't think it's true at all. Okay. So what I saw here seems to me this is a very thick 3-stone wall. You see the markings. Therefore, I don't see anything to do in area 1. Okay. But I do see stuff to do in area 2, possibly in area 3, the entire bottom left. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to play in area 1 or area 2. Now, I already know I'm not going to play a dame move because dame is for when things are easy, right? Oh, I put a stone down, I'm alive. We're not going to find that. So we're going to be making a forcing move, a contact move. Okay, so that means I'm going to be contacting A or B. Now, did I just say a bunch of words that were too complex? Chris does that all the time. You know, the 9-dan. He's like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, holy cow, what did you just say? Not only that, but he says, P13 is this and that. P13, just a minute. Where's the P? Okay, there's P. Where's 13? Go down to 13. Double check. Okay, there it is. What did he say about it? I just can't keep up. So hopefully I didn't just do that. Okay, so I've decided to look at A and B. If I look at them and go, it's just nothing, then maybe I'll try a reduction. Problem is the attack's pretty darn good. So anyway, I looked and I go, do you remember the Aji of the A stone? So you see what I'm doing. I'm turning my fantasies into reality. Ooh, I like that. Because baby, I got some fantasies. Okay, let's see what happens. Here, he's defending. Thank you. So you believe in my fantasies too. Great. I'm happy to come up. I'm still using that white stone a lot. He says, no way. Okay. I'll just go about my business here. Yeah. Notice I can still play A, and his B stones are 3 in a row. He comes out. I love my, oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, now what? Come out. Why? He's got 3 in a row. The Hane, my Next Hane is super big. If he lets me Hane, I'm thinking he could die. It's that big. I mean, you think I'm joking. I'm not joking. Okay, comes out. Okay. I like what's going on. The Hane isn't amazing, but still working, doing something. Hane. Okay. Now we got to start to see what have I got to work with. Now is when I'm doing all the reading, right? If this, then that, and here. Okay, what about this? Okay, what about that? Is there some shortage? No. Now, later on, this could be fantastic, but certainly not now. Double haunting. I am so using the A stone. Let's just imagine Black says, "You fool, I'll just Atari you." Great. Atari. Ah, you can't cut me. You've got to save. Now that's Sente, you got to come back and fix the cut. That's doing a lot of work for this fantasy, don't you think? So I remember long ago, I'm sure it was 40, actually, I think I was 5 now at the time. So 45 years ago. And we're in the early parts of the game, and I see the Aji. So I said, okay, in about 125 moves, that's the spot I'm going to play on. The game continues. I aim, like I've showed you in this game, aim, aim, aim. 125 moves later, there's the spot, boom, game over. I'm like, hey, I did it. It was a real memory. Okay, he goes this way and then fixes. Good for him. And of course, I'm reading all this out, which doesn't work. So where are we at? My A group must survive. My B group, no. Be nice, but it's only 6 points, right? Probably more because Black is prepared to do a little more there, but not that much more. So I need to get my A group, and I'm not sure I have an I. I didn't check. I just know I need to get out of here. So Atari and fix comes out. Good. I thought, okay, first we can see his A stones are not, I'll use the word fantasy again. So I really, if Black ignores, I still can't kill them, but we can see they're weak. Also, do you remember that move? So now check out the A, and we assume they connect up. They have no eyes. So if indeed I can play C, then the future is looking good. So I play here. Is there. Now I decided this is just Gote. I can't cut him, and he gets the big move. Okay, you go ahead and capture those stones. I'll take the big moves. This next move here is really big, bigger than it looks. And this is a good opportunity to talk about endgame. Let's say Black and White says, no, no monkey jump for you. I'll just come on down. Okay. White did not get perhaps 5 points. So that was 5 points for Black. In Sente, absolutely free. Totally big enough to play. Okay. Well, let's say, well, I simply won't respond then. Okay, monkey jump. Well, all of a sudden, the eyes for the whole group are coming in question because my corner's undercut. So it's big. So when I later play this move, we're talking over 10 points easily. More likely 15, depending on how you count Sente and everything. Okay. Boom. He plays here. I thought I'd try it. I ended up having to give them up. because I have a weakness at A and a weakness at B. And my A group is not yet home at C. There's a lot of little issues here that'll come up. He doesn't want that stuff to happen. I played away. I had read out a bunch of variations where I'm just fine. For instance, black, white, black cuts me, Atari. Well, actually, I can't do that because he captures me. But I thought I had seen variations where I get to capture him instead. So I played away. This allows him to cut me. So I can't save my stones. But I do get this, which is just about the same. What's that for? I'm already cut. So that's a waste. And I start in game. That's a big in game move. Another big in game move. Another big sequence. I ended in Gote because Atari, Connect, I thought there were some points there worthwhile. On top of that, his top group, not exactly alive yet. And when you say, of course it's alive, yeah, I've killed your group more than once, believe me. I thought I was alive. Well, you sort of were, but you didn't pay attention. You owed a move and never got back to it. In game. This black move says black's going for a big center, so in I come. When I played this move, I was actually afraid. My 8 group is not alive. Now, B does increase life potential, but it doesn't go home. And I mean, boom, 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 boom. I mean, where are the eyes? I mean, there's some questions here. But I thought, I mean, I'm seeing my home on the bottom, nice and close. Oh, thank you. I'd love to play again. Here, I figured he could counterattack, but I have so many things I can do. I ended up getting points and reducing, yeah, so that was good for me. More in-game. We do in-game. More in-game. Big Sente. And now we're just in the final. Was there anything else here? I think that may just be it. Little moves like this. Later on, if he cuts, then there's a double Atari here. So this move makes it so we can't get a point there, and I do get a point there. There's little things like that that can really add up. Let's say that was, I think it was 2 points. Do that twice, 4 points. How many games have you lost by 4 points? I've lost to, I'm seeing the faces of a couple 7-dans where I missed a few in-game points and they win by that much. Oh man, how frustrating is that? I think that's it. Oh, we have a small co coming up. This co, not much to do about that. I love this cut. There's so many issues. and he added a move, which he didn't need to do, but it's scary. And that's it. And I win by 26 and a half. Okay, we saw some principles. We saw things to be concerned about, things not to be concerned about. And the biggest thing we saw is how to aim. There's a weakness, so you keep that in mind. And as the game develops, you can put your moves, you can find two-purpose moves, your main purpose and a little bit of that other purpose that deals with the aim. Game continues. Hey, main purpose move plus a little bit of that other one. So it just builds and builds, and you can do some great things. Okay, guys. Catch you later. Bye.